Welcome in, everyone. Steve Lennox, Lennox on Baseball live stream podcast as we recap day number 30 of the Major League Baseball regular season. Luzardo scratch for the Marlins, Wade Miley out for the year, Tommy John surgery for the veteran pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers, and we open up with That's Baseball. Jackson Holliday on Friday sent down to the minor leagues. He's been sent to AAA Norfolk for the Baltimore Orioles. The numbers were what they were, and Holliday's first stint at the Major League Baseball level, just 2 base hits, both singles and 34 at-bats, 18 strikeouts in 10 games. He's going to be back, just a matter of when, obviously. There's too much talent there, and he will be back at some point. 20 years old. The panic button does not need to be pushed with Jackson Holliday. I'm sure there are some within the organization that are second guessing. Fans certainly are. Perhaps questions as to why Jackson Holliday was brought up so early on in the season. Team really, for me, wasn't in need of a savior. Team was not in the need of a shot in the arm, if you think about it. And the Orioles are going to contend again in the AL East. So they didn't need to sort of re-energize the fan base as well. Read Friday's pregame comments from Mike Elias. I commend him for being open and honest about the situation. I really do. Elias took ownership of it, but he also said something interesting where, you know what, they were able to collect data. And data's big, obviously, these days in baseball and front offices, with minor league players, with big league players. They were able to put together data. They can share it with Jackson Holliday. He can go back down to the minors. And I said it earlier this week with the Cardinals sending down Jordan Walker. Watch how Holliday responds. Now, Walker in the big leagues in 2023, scuffling at the start of 2024, message sent, you're going down. You still have things to work on. We've got to get you more consistent. Remember, last year, they wanted him working on hitting less ground balls, more balls in the air. But Holliday, Walker, both guys, next 7-10 days when they get back in the lineup in the minor leagues, watch how they respond. See if it's right away. See if they have some multi-hit games mixed in there and get going. If they continue to struggle a little bit, then they've got to continue to work on the mental side, work on the swing, little extra BP, little extra time in the cage, on the tee, things like that players still do. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next 7 to 10 days with those guys. Highly touted prospects struggling at the big league level to start their big league career. Well, he's got to go back down, get back on track. But struggling at the start for a prospect, no matter how highly touted you are, over time, we've seen that's baseball. Orioles home, first of a 3-game series again tonight. Low-scoring game. And the A's, first of 3, as I said, against the Orioles in Baltimore. Cedric Mullins solo home run that in the 4th inning for the Orioles. It gave them a 2-1 lead at that time. It stayed that way until the 9th inning. Craig Kimbrell on the mound to close the door on a 1-run ball game. Didn't get the job done. Abraham Toro tied the game at 2-2 with an RBI double in the 9th inning. Then in the 10th, A's went in front. Brent Rooker, RBI base hit. Rooker double in the top of the 10th. That made it 3-2. That turned out to be the final as the A's, again, splitting the series in New York to open up the week with 4 games against the Yankees in the Bronx. Win the opener against the Orioles. Mason Miller got the final 3 outs for the save, and people are starting to take notice of Mason Miller. And with the A's, you've got to pay attention to some of these guys early on in the season. Miller the save, number 7 on the season. He struck out Gunnar Henderson with a tying run at third base in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Shea Langoliers a home run early on for Oakland. A's have now homered in 11 straight games. Mullins the home run for the Orioles. They now have a Major League best 39 home runs on the season. Pirates and Giants, I'll admit, didn't stay up for this one, and it was scoreless, and I should have stayed with it. Patrick Bailey, bottom of the 9th inning, scoreless ball game, decided, you know what, we're not going extras. We're not going to have a ghost runner tonight. I'm going to end it with 1 swing of the bat. Bailey, 3-run home run. Giants win 3-0. Bailey's home run off David Bednar. Outstanding pitching throughout. Both starters, Priester going for the Pirates, Kyle Harrison for the Giants. Both 6 scoreless innings. Harrison struck out 7. Priester, 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. Pirates 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, 11 runners on base. As we continue to build this, and I throw that out there, basically what I'm doing here, I've done this with the Twitter and day number 1 of the baseball season, off-season, postseason, spring training, over the years. When I mentioned 0 for 7 runners in scoring position, leaving a whole heck of a lot of base runners on, and Pirates left the bases loaded in the 7th, could have broken the scoreless tie there. Pirates left the bases loaded in the top of the 9th inning. Brian Reynolds struck out, game scoreless until the bottom of the 9th when Bailey ended it. But when I bring those things up, it's just a matter of kind of pointing a finger at and relying more on the box score than anything else. What the box score is telling. They had opportunities to score, didn't make the most of them. And, you've got to take advantage of those opportunities. You're leaving that many runners on base. You've got too many guys in the lineup trying to do too much rather than just do the simple things. Get them on. They got runners on. Get them over. Get them in. They failed to get them in last night. That's why I bring up those situations every once in a while when they pop out for me on the box score. Day baseball in Detroit on Friday. Apparently there's something else going on in Detroit. I'm going to look into that. We'll find out what that is. If it's relevant, we'll pass it on to you as well. Royals had 2 hitters hit by pitches with the bases loaded. Bobby Witt also had a 2-run triple to highlight a 7-run top of the 9th inning in Detroit. Royals taking the opener against the Tigers 8-0. 4th straight win for Kansas City. Seth Lugo now 4-1 on the season. Mets and Seth Lugo for years. Lugo worked out of the bullpen and did a terrific job for them. He's got an opportunity to start, and he's made the most of it. Now, 4-1, you can put the record to the side, but he's pitching well for the Kansas City Royals. Lugo, 7 innings, 3 hits, shutout baseball. Again, 4th win on the season. Lugo gave up just 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out 9. I believe that matched a career high as well. Reese Olson gave up just 1 run on 3 hits over 7. Took the loss for the Tigers. His record now 0-4 on the season. I said it last weekend, and it looks like the Dodgers are doing it. Right? They're rolling. That lineup, nasty. They just, at some point in times, just relentless. If you're a pitcher on the mound, you just don't have any holes in that lineup to go after to try to get outs in that lineup. Shohei Ohtani in the first, Max Muncy. Ohtani home run early on. Max Muncy 3-run shot in that Dodgers 6-run third. And when it was all over, Dodgers extend their win streak to 5 in a row. 12-2 victory against the Blue Jays. Ohtani did hear the boos. Dodgers out hitting the Blue Jays 19-5. Dodgers have won 5 in a row in that 5-game stretch, outscoring the opposition. They're getting the hitting, they're getting the offense, they're getting the pitching over that 5-game win streak, outscoring the opponent so far 39-6. Will Smith, double home run, 4 hits, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Muncy, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Love that Gavin Stone. This is another one. Early lead, big lead. Gavin Stone worked well with the lead last night. He really did. Went 7, gave up just 1 run for his second win. And the Jays have now lost 4 in a row. And with last night's loss to the Dodgers in the opener, they fall to a game below 500. Dave O'Brien said it on the Nesson broadcast last night. Red Sox still trying to figure out how to win games at Fenway. That's something that they're going to want to figure out. Did not happen Friday night. Go Cubs, go. Cubs took the opener 7-1. Cubs have now won 4 straight. Cubs out hit the Red Sox 14-7. Shota Imanaga gave up just 1 run, a solo home run to Tyler O'Neill. That was pretty much it, though. Imanaga, 5 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, now 4-0. ERA under 1 at 0.98. Pete Crow Armstrong, couple of hits, 2 RBIs, taking advantage of his opportunity. Michael Busch, 3 hits, an RBI, 2 runs scored. Liking this Cubs team right now. And Craig Counsell, they trust. Mets back home after a trip to the West Coast. JD Martinez in the first time last night. Mets opening up a series against the Cardinals. And, hey, the Cardinals pick up a win. They spoiled the return home. They spoiled the debut of Martinez. 4-2 the final. Alec Burleson, 3-run home run in the second off Jose Butto. Wilson Contreras, another home run, a solo shot in the third. JD Martinez in his Mets debut. A couple of hits, including an RBI double in front of him. Pete Alonso taking the collar. Nationals opened up a weekend series in Miami. 3-1 victory for the Nats against the Marlins. Derek Law struck out 5 hitters over 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. Picked up the win for the Nationals. Both teams kept in the yard. Neither team going deep. Marlins now 6-21. Just 2-12 at, like the Red Sox, the Marlins. Well, Marlins have to figure out how to string a couple of wins together, but also an abysmal home record on the season. Miami's Jesus Luzardo, scratch from the start. Elbow discomfort. We know what that means. Going to be shut down. We'll see how long it is. We'll see if there's going to be surgery that's needed. But more tests coming for Luzardo on that elbow. In Atlanta, Chris Sale gave up a run over 7, helping the Braves to a 6-2 victory against the Guardians. It's an interesting series for the weekend. Sale striking out 6, picking up his 3rd win, gave up a home run to Stephen Kwan to start the game, and that was it for the Guardians offensively. Braves have now won 4 in a row, 10 of 11. Marcell Ozuna, 2-run double that. In the 4th inning, Ozuna now 31 runs batted in on the season. White Sox ending their most recent losing streak Friday night. White Sox home against the Rays and win the opener 9-4. With that, the White Sox avoid an 8th straight loss. Martin Maldonado, Eloy Jimenez, both going deep in the victory. Maldonado, 3-run home run in the 6th inning. That made it 5-0. Now, if Chicago wins on Saturday, they're going to have a pregame parade on the south side of Chicago on Sunday. Well, no, but actually, if they do win on Saturday, that will be 2 straight wins for the White Sox for the first time this season. White Sox, a handful of moves Friday, including calling up Tommy Pham from AAA. Pham signing with the club, going to the minors, 2 hits last night in his White Sox debut as well. Rangers 2-1 victory against the Reds. Marcus Semien breaking a 1-1 tie with a long ball off Lucas Sims in the 8th inning. Kirby Yates then came on, worked a scoreless 9th inning for the save. His 4th on the year. Evan Carter also homering in the game as well for Texas. Reds got their run in the 1st inning. How did they do it, you ask? Well, we bring it up because Elly De La Cruz stole home in the 1st inning. 2 stolen bases for Elly De La Cruz on Friday night in that one-run loss for Cincinnati. Now 17 stolen bases on the year. Mariners 3 home runs, including a grand slam off the bat of Mitch Haniger. M's beat the Diamondbacks 6-1 in the series opener in Seattle. Game 2 of that series on national TV later on tonight. Looking forward to watching that one. And I thought this last night. You ever think you'd miss the name Safeco Field for the Mariners home ballpark? I don't know why I thought that last night. Mitch Garver, Josh Rojas also homering for Seattle. Emerson Hancock gave up a run over 6. He picked up the win for the Mariners. Arizona left the bases loaded in the top of the 9th inning off Cody Bolton. Diamondbacks now 3 under 500 at 12-15 on the season. Yankees, Brewers. Little time on this one. Trent Grisham thought Yankees take the lead. Trent Grisham 0 for 12 to start the season. Grisham, first hit with the Yankees, crushed a 2-out 3-run home run in the 4th inning. Yankees up 5-4. Brewers tied the game at 5, a run in the 6th inning. Game going extras. Giancarlo Stanton double with the ghost runner scoring in the top of the 10th inning. Yankees up at that point 6-5. Clay Holmes, would he get a 2nd inning? No. Instead, bottom of the 10th inning, Aaron Boone goes with Michael Tonkin. Michael Tonkin. Didn't he pitch for the Mets this year? Yes, twice. Didn't he pitch for the Twins this year? Yes. When did he sign with the Yankees? Friday. When did he join the Yankees? Friday. Tonkin gave up a run in the 10th inning. Willie Thomas base hit to tie it up. Tonkin then going back out there, left the potential winning run at 3rd in the 10th inning, went back out there for the 11th inning. Tonkin on the mound, surrendered the game-winning hit to Joey Ortiz. Brewers win it walk-off fashion, 7-6. Ortiz, 4 runs batted in. Brewers are now 7-1 in 1-run games on the season, their 2nd walk-off win of the season. And you've got to feel for Michael Tonkin. Made the team, made the Mets out of spring training, designated or was taken off the 40-man roster. Twins pick him up. Twins get rid of him. Goes back to the Mets. Released by the Mets. Designated for assignment again earlier this week. Now with the Yankees. We'll see what happens with Tonkin, but absolutely got a feel for the guy. Twins, Angels in Anaheim. Twins led 4-0, held on for a 5-3 victory. With that, the Twins have now won 5 straight games. There are wins in that win streak against the White Sox, but it still counts in the standings. Carlos Santana, home run in the 2nd, RBI single in the 6th inning. Bailey Ober didn't give up a hit until the 6th inning. Ober, 8 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 7 1/3 for the win. Anthony Rendon, injury update on Friday. It's not good, and he's going to miss extended period of time, and people probably thought that immediately when Rendon went down. But it's sort of like jumbo shrimp, perhaps. A high-grade partial, high-grade, significant, high-grade partial tear of his left hamstring. Series opener, Petco Park, power for the Phillies in their opener against the Padres. Kyle Schwarber led off the game with a home run. Phillies 5 home runs, 4 of them off starter and losing pitcher Joe Musgrove. 9-3 victory for the Phillies. Harper, number 6. Castellanos, number 1. Real Muto, number 4. Marsh, number 6. Marsh, 3 hits and 3 runs batted in. Schwarber his 100th career home run in a Phillies uniform, 35th career home run to start a game. Joe Musgrove, I mentioned, giving up 4 of the 5 home runs, gave up 7 earned runs, falls to 3-3 with the loss. Aaron Nola, 8 strong. Nola gave up 3 earned runs, struck out 10 for his 4th win on the season as well. Astros will try to snap a 5-game losing streak in Mexico City against the Rockies, as that brief 2-game series in Mexico gets underway on Saturday. White Sox and Rockies both will be looking for a second straight win on Saturday. If they do it, we're going to call that a win streak for those clubs as well. That's a recap of day number 30 of the Major League Baseball season. Sugar's Random Thoughts brought to you by the Yellow Rose of Talbot Bed and Breakfast in Easton, Maryland. If you are considering to stay on the beautiful Maryland Eastern Shore this spring, summer, or fall, consider staying at the Yellow Rose of Talbot B&B. Tell my sister Tammy, my brother-in-law Kenneth that I sent you their way. Wondering if the Cardinals are having regrets on trading Tyler O'Neill to the Red Sox last December. Wondering if the Red Sox are going to be willing to spend the money to keep O'Neill this upcoming offseason. We are never going to know whether or not Shohei Ohtani, who got booed by Blue Jay fans on Friday night in the series opener in Toronto, we're never going to know if Shohei Ohtani ever really considered the Blue Jays as a serious player during his free agency. We're going to have to live with that. Again, follow us with our YouTube channel at LenoxOnBaseball. Audio version available on Spotify at LenoxOnBaseball. We've got the LenoxOnBaseball Facebook page as well. And retweets, shares, and any comments you want to leave for us via the X, we're there as well at LenoxOnBaseball. We leave you with this. I do believe this. Johnny Bench was the perfect host for the Baseball Bunch. Enjoy your Saturday, everybody.